Making his way to the Caged Aggression Octagon is Dooley Barbosa, 5'10", 170 pounds, fighting out of Chicago, Illinois, and Midwest Martial Arts Group.
Let's go. No, I'm hyped for this, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I know this is one of your guys, man. What can you tell us about him?
I'm biased, man, but I'm a realist at the end of the day. Kid's a hard worker, man. We've been beating on him for years. Shows up to practice no matter what. He rode his bike to Militich. He's walked to Militich a few times just so he can get some rounds in. Comes from the hood, man. Yeah, you know what I mean? So his cards, his resources are dealt differently, but he still finds a way. And so that's one of his special things about him. And he loves the sport, genuinely. He loves martial arts, man.
And I could tell he's a bit of a character, too, because when I talked to him, I said, like, what should we expect? He said it's going to be a baboon fight night. And I was like, what is a baboon fight night? I didn't know that was a slur.
You ever seen a baboon? You ever seen a baboon get mad?
And that's exactly what he said. He said, so I'm like, what is it going to be? And he's like, he's going to be shaking trees and screaming like Spartacus. So I was like, okay.
Hey, athleticism. I watched this kid spar 8 rounds after pad session, and then Eric Wisely's wanting to do a couple, and he does 4 with Eric Wisely. You know what I mean? And you have to beat him up. George is going to have to finish him to beat him because the kid will keep going.
I like that. That means we might see a beating.
Right. One or the other.
Right.
Making his way to the Caged Aggression Octagon is George Canales, 5'8", 170 pounds, fighting out of Sterling, Illinois, and Asylum MMA. Said he's had a crazy intense camp leading up to this fight, and he's also been working out a whole lot with Justin Wetzel and Austin Hubbard, who's going to be in the main event, and Justin, who's also fought several times for Caged Aggression in the past. So we know that he has a great camp, so I'm expecting to see a great fight here tonight between Dooley Barbosa and George Canales. While he was training with Hubbard and Wetzel, he said that he was out in Colorado, so I know that traveling around and going to different camps and stuff like that, that can be a big-time advantage for you. Does that make things harder in any way, having to move around like that?
Probably a confidence booster. I mean, us fight guys, we like that sort of thing, man. Guys that like the road, we like to go learn new skills, travel new places, especially somewhere like Colorado, the high elevation. I mean, that's only gonna, benefit you in the end, especially with the level of guys that they got out there with Austin Hubbard. It's a luxury. That's all I want to do, week in, week out, is go somewhere new and train.
Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, he stands 5 feet 10 inches tall and weighed in at 171 pounds. He trains at MMAG. Joining us from Chicago, Illinois, Dooley Barbosa. And his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. He stands 5 feet 8 inches tall and weighed in at 170.5 pounds. He trains at Asylum MMA. Joining us from Sterling, Illinois, George Canales.
Dooley Barbosa in the red corner, George Canales in the blue corner. Your referee for the action tonight is Ben Wilson, Jeremy J.D. Dorsey, the henchman Jordan Hinman, and the exception Sean West tonight on commentary. Let's watch some fights.
Yep. He's an animal, man. I know George is tough.
Huge uppercut there by Barbosa.
I'll give it to George. It looks like he's in better shape every time he steps in here, but it looks like he has his hands full right now.
Animal, but he's got to learn how to handle.
Big shots. Both these guys very excited, using a lot of energy, throwing big punches.
And that could be a very bad thing. I know he's got
couple counters
nice
there
by
Canales.
Yeah. He's going to check the
huge knee right there by Barbosa.
We got him some blood.
Those could break his hand. Man. You got to be very careful with those.
Got a little blood on my phone right now.
Oh man, there's blood on the outside all over.
I wore a white shirt. I got blood on it. Dooley's an animal, man, and George needs to get on the back pedal. He's got to move. George is going to have to wait till he commits to something too much, or he's going to have to wait till he gets tired.
Ooh, nice leg kick there by Canales.
But I know Dooley's an animal, man. He will slam him. You know, George is going to have to look for a choke.
Big knee right there by Barbosa.
And this is better for George to be right here, keeping him away from being able to do what he's doing. George really knows how to get out, but you know, George is tough, man, and this is Dooley's first fight, so he's gonna find out a lot about himself right now. You know.
I tell you, he set him down because of big left hand.
Did he slip or was that
and
a
he
drop?
just got right back up.
Did he slip or was that a drop?
Oh, sending back fist. This is a fun fight to watch.
I love it, man.
Talk more.
Both guys really looking to land shots right now.
Yeah.
Huge overhands right there by Canales.
Few swings and a miss.
Great
Some
takedown
connected.
defense. Using the head. Using the head.
I tell you what, the crowd is live right now. These cornermen
For
are
sure.
live right now. Dude, this is
So who's winning the round? Did the judges see that? Did the judges see that as because there's 10
can't-
seconds. We're coming up on 10 seconds. Did the judges see that as a drop or did they see that as a slip?
I can't even tell you who's winning the round. This is insane. This is the most back and forth fight, and we've had a couple happen tonight already.
I'm awake.
Oh,
I'm definitely awake right now. Had a little blood splatter on my paper and stuff.
was that round
Okay.
one?
Yeah, that's round one.
That was it? Oh, that was
one round.
Holy. We got 2 more rounds at least.
Really like the energy of both of these fighters right now. So what are your corners? What are the corners saying right now to Barbosa?
Breathe. By telling him to breathe, man. That's what I see Sean West over here telling
And
him right
you know, you guys don't. Jordan, you understand because
That's all you need to do. That's
Katie,
all
you've been around
you
it
need to do.
a long time, man. You know, controlling your breathing and not exerting yourself because you're nervous or because you've never been there. The human body can do crazy things, man. You just have to truly, truly believe in yourself because what that does is it keeps you from thinking too much and making yourself more
And what is Canales' corner telling him?
I don't know.
They're telling him to move. And
Canales looks like he's not doing too bad over there on the wind department. He's not breathing as heavy as Barbosa.
Heck no, he's with Joe. He's not breathing hard at all. He's with Joe, man. He's with Joe and Asylum and those guys. They work hard, bro.
Very excited to see the second
Here we
round.
go at round 2.
But here comes Dooley on the you know, he hits hard, man.
Yeah, I mean, he's a big kid. He's thick all the way through.
Now he's intimidating him, though. You know what I mean? Now has he intimidated him so much that George is going to be on the back pedal?
A little shy? I
Yeah.
don't know.
Set it up, Dooley. Hands up, set it up.
But Dooley can't beat himself in his mental right now, man. This is important right
Push
now.
off.
You know, fighting is a mental sport, man. Oh my God.
Big knee.
We're right here in front of the action, guys, and this is like someone striking pads right now.
Push off a look. Feel those hands.
I was going to say, my mic smells a little weird right now. I see a few blood splatters on that, too.
Man, I got to sit back because you can't be bleeding on me.
Yeah, no, if he keeps breathing, man, and controls the fight right here, I mean,
He's calling for leg shots with the knee. Yeah, he's got to get an underhook and bump and try to create some space
but
to.
he's probably scared to
Yeah,
look at that sprawl. Man. Oh, great job!
Real
Watch the guillotine right now. Watch Dooley come out the back. Look at that.
We're going to see if Dooley can shake him here. It looks like George is probably a little high. He doesn't have that second hook in, so it's going to be real tough to stay on top.
Look, he got
Nice
out.
job by
They're both
Barbosa
out.
there.
He's got him create space.
And they both are sauced. Who wants it more?
He just rolled his ankle. Dooley rolled his ankle up.
And he kicks with it.
Yeah, there it is.
That'll shake it out.
George can take some abuse, man. Fought Gabe Rodriguez, and Gabe truly had to finish it. But those are great jabs.
Yeah, both guys are definitely gassed right now, but still trying to do. Oh, nice shots there.
Long jabs, sloppy, but he's got the right idea, which is the good thing right now at this stage.
As long as he slides away without getting hit, it's effective. I don't care what it looks
And
like.
Barbosa's doing all this with a smile on his face. Like, I was getting a kick out of that alone.
He's chomping on that mouth guard. He's putting everything into those punches. He's not smiling. He's gritting his teeth. He's biting down, man. He's throwing shots. Yeah. I mean, we're not seeing the best technical scrap between these two, but we are seeing definitely the best fight so far tonight. This is what the fans pay to see, and they're getting their money worth here.
Just 10 seconds right here. Let's see who. Someone leaves it on the line real fast.
Holy smokes! The suspense is killing me, JD.
It is. This is a tough fight to call, and I mean you got to give Canales credit for getting busted open like that. Some guys, they sort of frown to the contact. They see that their own blood is being spilled. They kind of pull back a little bit, but
I'm looking at Mike. I'm looking over at Mike Goodwin right now, and he's like, "What in the hell?" You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah, big smile on his face.
You might not be impressed with technique, but aggression, yes. In this case, aggression.
Yeah,
of course,
yeah.
and especially with Barbosa, this being his first fight, man. Like, when you look at somebody coming to their first fight, I sort of envision it as a big ball of clay. What is that clay going to be molded into? And if you're starting out with some solid clay, I mean, hey, you got some championship material that you could eventually be molded into.
I know. We got caught. They're ready to climb the cage, baby.
And here we go with round 3.
I think George is going to be a little bit more active this round because he's desperate.
I
right?
believe he's down.
And yeah, he's down. An injured man is a dangerous man.
Yeah, you don't back a dog into a corner. We all know that.
That's for sure, man. Oh,
nice
good
inside
return.
leg kick back in.
And it's good that he's returning. George needs to set those up more. Now, I never recommend single
Good
kicks.
shot there.
He glanced off his shoulder, but it did make a big thud, which is always. Big clubbing right landed by.
I'd like to see Dooley throw some head kicks, man. If we can throw some head kicks, that'd be great. Oh, this corner must hurt me.
Body shots by Canales. Illegal knee to the head.
There's the no contest.
Unfortunately, you can't knee to the head in amateur fights, and depending on how.
Oh my God, he
George.
Yeah, he has a big gash on his face right now.
he broke it.
Real unfortunate. Yeah, that's bad.
Oh man.
Of course, if this was a professional fight, completely legal, it's hard sometimes to slow down, I guess, when you're fighting, but that's where you got to be controlled.
Yeah, and that's where being having your first fight, you get everything flowing so fast, everything moves so fast that you got to be able to control yourself and slow it down at that very last moment.
It's heartbreaking to see.
Yeah, it is, especially on such a good fight too between
Right.
both guys. But you have to be controlled when you're in there.
Yeah, you do.
It's controlled aggression. Controlled aggression. That's the difference between, trained fighters and guys on the street.
Ladies and gentlemen, your referee, Ben Wilson, has called a stop to this contest at 1 minute into round 3, declaring your winner by disqualification, George Canales.
There you have it. George Canales, your winner here tonight at Cage to
And I
Correction.
guarantee you he doesn't feel good about winning that fight, and I'm sure
course
Barbosa
not.
feels terrible for the way that played out.